Hi, everybody. This is Stu Paul, the voice of the women's basketball team for UT San Antonio for the week of November 9th. And it's a pleasure to have another podcast on GoUTSA.com with the head coach of the women's basketball team, Luby Lichonczak. And the Roadrunners finished with an impressive 2-0 record during exhibition play, winning yesterday over St. Edwards of Austin, Texas, the final score being 81-50. Luby, congratulations. Way to tune things up for the upcoming regular season. 5 players in double figures in last night's game. Tell me more about that. And again, what an effort. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. I think it's indicative of what we can expect from this year's team. A lot of people can contribute. I don't know if it'll be any one person throughout the season. So from game to game, we can have anyone step up on the entire roster. So that's fun from a coaching perspective. You feel that if things aren't working for someone, you've got someone else that you can plug in and they'll be able to perform for you.
You mentioned during the previous shows that you're still determining during the exhibition games who would be starting. So do you have any idea of who will be going this coming Saturday when you play the University of Texas?
Absolutely not. I'm not giving anything away. We'll have to see. It'll be a game time decision. We're going to keep them guessing.
I hear you. Just wanting to make sure that everybody's on their toes as far as competing. But the trapping, I mean, the 1-2-2 defense, everything just really clicked. I like what I see with the constant trapping, forcing St. Edwards not only turning the ball over a lot, but not being able to get off the shots that you try to avoid against the opposition.
Well, with a deep squad, you're able to do that. You're able to pick up. You're able to press. If someone gets tired, you plug someone else in. So that type of team requires depth. Like to play that way. Like to up tempo the game. Like to get people out of their comfort zone. So that pressing allows us to do that.
Alexis Dukes, who's a short player, had an outstanding game, 13 points, 7 rebounds. And Dempsey Thornton, we also discussed about her. A volleyball player during her undergrad years at UTSA, a pretty good high school player during her days playing basketball then in Corpus Christi. Seemed like in top form in the game yesterday. Your thoughts about her?
Well, Dempsey's coming along. Every once in a while she still wants to spike the ball, so we remind her what we're doing out there. But no, she's coming along great. A great young lady on the floor, off the floor, tremendous leader for us. And again, I think people are starting to see what I saw back when she was a high school player. She's got a knack for doing things around the basket. Her size is impressive. She takes up space in the lane for us. People can't move her around, and that's a positive for us. Alexis Dukes comes in with a lot of, I think, potential, tremendous speed. She might be short, but you still got to catch her. So, that's a real positive for our team.
We keep talking about the size with Sarah and also Kasha, the 2 foreign players who did play well yesterday. Kasha hoping to try to prevent the turnovers. We noticed about her aggressiveness, which is good, the energy that she provides for the team. But I thought there were a few times she got good looks. She shot the ball pretty well. And the same for even the players with the bigger size shooting the ball well, getting around the perimeter, getting into the corners. Carly Heineman knocking down a couple of threes. So it's a nice prelude to what you hope for this coming Saturday against UT.
Well, I think our shooting has improved from last season. We're shooting the ball better in practice. Last game showed that we are capable of doing that in the games. So I think it's going to be tough for people to just dig in and protect the rim against us. That type of shooting is going to force people to come out and spread them out, and that'll even make us more effective when we do attack the rim.
From the shooting, we could talk about the rebounding, and I saw the attacks that Dempsey and quite a few others made. Akuna Olanu, who's capable of crashing the boards as well, even though she's only 5'9". But you definitely have seen, like we talked about, Alexis and Olanu, not the biggest players on the team, but with the speed and the aggressiveness, crashing the boards. I mean, you can't really stress rebounding enough when it comes to the success of this team, and I like what I saw against St. Edwards yesterday.
Well, you saw a different game than I did. I wasn't pleased with our rebounding. So that's something that's going to have to get better, especially against Texas. They're a tremendous rebounding team. They take pride into attacking the boards and their size makes them very effective. So we're going to work real hard on that this week and make sure that we get the job done against Texas.
Sure, and as a coach, there's always room for improvement. You want to maximize the potential of these young ladies. And what also impressed me was you held one of the leading scorers, Alexi Fothery, to only 2 points in the game. She averages about 14 points a game. Anytime you can shut down the leading scorer, that's a feather in your cap.
Well, we look at each team and we challenge our team to do that. We look to take away what another team does and what they do best. So that was a key for us. We wanted to limit her opportunities, and our kids did a great job of it.
Tell me more about what you expect the scouting report against the University of Texas. We opened up against them last year, and they were a tough team, but I thought there were some great signs that UTSA showed a lot of competition in the game against UT last year. But what do you expect coming into the game this Saturday?
Well, I think Texas is out to prove that they're a top 10 team. They've got tremendous personnel. They have tremendous size, 6'7", 6'5", in the front line. They've got tremendous athletes on the perimeter. So they're a tough team to play against. I thought we did some good things, and we'll learn from last year's game, and we have to definitely keep them off the boards to have a chance, and we got to be able to take care of the ball. If you do those two things, you've got a chance to get them. So those will be the keys for us for the week and for that game.
You also have an outstanding assistant coaching staff, of course, Kristen Holt, and, of course, Nicole Dunston returned from last year, and another former overseas player who joined your staff, and she played at Seton Hall. Tell me more about him and how your assistant coaching staff, what they have meant to you as far as a head coach.
Well, you start with Kristen. She's our associate head coach. Her and I have coached together for, I think, almost 10 years. She was my assistant at Radford University previously. Moved on, was an assistant coach of some very outstanding programs, and then was a head coach at Colorado State for a number of years. So you've got a person on staff that acts almost as a second head coach. Her experience, her dedication to the game, and dedication to the young ladies is tremendous. Her professionalism, the way she comes across to people as a consummate professional is just impressive. Nicole Dunston, you love having an assistant on your staff that's invested into the university. She was a prominent student leader here at UTSA. She's one of the reasons we have football here at UTSA. She was on the student committee that proposed that and brought that to UTSA. Same thing with our rec center. So she's important to UTSA and important to our program. And then we have Ella, who came to us from overseas, but again, an outstanding player at the junior college ranks and at Seton Hall. And we hope that she is able to get some more international players for us. I think that's a market that is something that UTSA can attract. There's a lot of kids that want to come and play at this level and come to the States, and we're hoping that Ella helps us identify them.
Also, we mentioned about the returnees with Mathilde and Carly Heineman, Alanu, and also Alana Hurd, and meshing in. And every year it's always a challenge when you have new players coming in. How do you feel about the established players meshing with the new players so far during the exhibition season?
Well, you've only had 2 games, so the jury's still out on that. But it looks like the incoming players are going to be an impact for us. They're going to contribute. They're going to contribute heavily, and I think it alleviates the pressure on the returners in that they don't have to do it all. So I think we spread around the wealth, spread around the shots, and we become a more competitive team and more difficult team to play because of it.
One other thing, it seems like a light schedule at the start of this beginning of the season. You play Texas this coming Saturday. You also play Abilene Christian the following Saturday. Only 2 games over the next week, and then we don't have our home opener until the Thanksgiving Classic. So what is your plan as far as trying to keep the team fresh, especially when you have a very light schedule at the beginning of the season?
Well, you need to go light at the beginning. You're going to use the games to see what you need to work on, and if you've got game after game at the beginning, it's difficult to do that. So that was intentional. We know we got to get better in a lot of areas, and the games tell us what what we need to do and what plan we have to follow, and then that gives us time to implement it.
Luby, again, congratulations on the win against St. Edward's yesterday, 81-50 the final score. Good luck this Saturday, November 14th, when we're at the University of Texas up in Austin. Looking forward to it. And thanks, as always, for your time. Always good to chat with you.
Thanks, Stu. See you then.
You got it. Thank you. Stu Paul here with Luby Lichonczak, the head coach of the UTSA Lady Roadrunners. Don't forget, this coming Saturday, November 14th, it'll be the UTSA Roadrunners taking on the Lady University of Texas basketball team, the Longhorns. Looking forward to it. 7 p.m. Central Time tip-off on GoUTSA.com. Thanks very much for tuning in on this podcast for the week of November 9th, and we'll be talking basketball again soon.